One of the breaking news stories in this hour, and it's always Drive that the stories seem to come out, was the news that the Princess of Wales, the amazing Kate Middleton, visited the Royal Marsden Cancer Hospital this afternoon to say thank you to the staff who treated her so well during her battle with the horrible disease. She admitted it was a relief to now be in remission, and she says that she's looking forward to a fulfilling year ahead. She thanked the staff. We've got Robert Jobson, the Royal Editor, 2 days in a row. He's very popular. Welcome back to Drive. How are you, my friend?
Very good, Jeremy, very good.
Can I just say before we talk about Kate, the difference between today and yesterday, we're talking about the disaster tourists, Meghan and Harry, you know, out there for a photo opportunity. And today we have class in a glass, a woman who has maintained a dignity through her cancer battle, who just seems to call it, Robert, right the whole time, doesn't she? Whenever, I mean, she doesn't seem to need help to just call it correctly.
And the other thing, Jeremy, actually, you've got to give credit to the palace for the way they handled it. There were no people outside. This is a working hospital, the Royal Marsden. There were no paparazzi or loads of photographers outside. There was just a photographer inside covering the event. It was all done very, very well and organised. So I think that was... So there wasn't a mass hysteria that we seem to suggest that comes around with the Royals. It was beautifully handled. I think she just wanted to say thank you to those staff. That, I mean, we didn't even know she was going to the Royal Marsden, is the truth. That's how under wraps it's been. And I think she's just showed her true class the way she handled it all. And some of the things she was saying, thank you to the nurses and to the other people that were being treated and going through what she's been through in terms of the chemo. She was there to give encouragement, and you could see the smiles on people's faces and as she was hugging them, and it was genuine. It was a really important visit.
And I think those sorts of moments are when, you know, and the Royals always important to me growing up, as you know, but those are the very moments where you can touch the British people and provide solace or hope or direction or whatever. And I go back to it for a reason, because the minute I saw that today, I thought, I want to get Robert back on, because we did talk yesterday about these two wannabes who deliberately, quite rightly in their minds, and I didn't have a problem with this, decided to turn their backs on the monarchy and then systematically used almost every opportunity, every photo opportunity to try and either knock it or make money from it. And yesterday, those appalling pictures. I mean, what's happening in LA is disgusting and awful and wrong, and God knows why or how or whatever, but and people's lives are being decimated. And it doesn't matter what you earn or who you are, to lose your home must be awful. There we saw them handing out sandwiches, and then of course immediately we hear, oh, she's decided to stop with her current Netflix show because, you know, helping out with the fires. You don't get that with Kate. You don't feel like she's doing something for the sake of doing it. You feel she's doing it because she's just genuinely normal. And people, anti-royalists will say to us, Rob, they'll go, no, she's not. But she is, isn't she? She's a mum and a wife and just a woman who gets it.
I think that she's so crucial, as you said yesterday, to the future of the monarchy and the future of the royal family, because she's the real, you know, stall, I think, in the way that she's behaving. And she's a really, as I said, a class act. She's somebody that I think isn't in it for the kicks. You know, she's not there. She's not, this isn't all about her. This was all about them. And today they've taken on, her and William, the joint patronage of this. And I just feel that that's all about raising awareness for cancer. It's all about raising awareness for the hard work that the staff do. And I think that's the difference. It's not about them. It's not about monetarising their position. It's about genuinely saying thank you.
Do you think we'll find out more, Robert? You'd be in the know far more than us, but do you think we'll find out any more about her illness as time passes, or do you think that's done now? I've said thank you to the hospital, I'm getting on with my life. Do you think we'll get details as the years pass or not?
Well, only journalistically. I don't think they will release anything. I think that the line on this would be quite clearly, she's in touch. She's shared certain amounts of information. She's entitled to her privacy over her health. She's shared the fact that she's had chemo. She's shared the fact that she, you know, all the details she's given, which hasn't been very many. But we do know that she had cancer and she's now in remission. I don't think she'll share any more now.
Just actually, while we talk about that, do we know the latest on the King and his cancer? What's the situation there?
Well, we know that the King is still having chemotherapy. So there's quite a big difference there. You know, we know that he's still undergoing that, and we don't know. There's been no details. There's been a lot of speculation as to what cancer it is, and there's been a degree of transparency on that. but we do know that he's still undergoing chemotherapy.
There's a headline, you won't see it on the telly, that says "Cheerful Kate," and I think that's so right. And I think that you made such a great analogy. I went out last night and a couple of friends of mine said they loved what you said, that you made the analogy between the Queen Mother and Iron Kate. You know, after the Second World War, after the debacle of the abdication and this just shy husband of hers, he became king. He had the stammer, the King's Speech, of course, that wonderful film that was done. And she was this wonderful woman, and she went amongst the people after the war in the streets and just garnered such loyalty and love. And I just really feel the same about Kate. And I hope that she's well enough to, when I say be utilised, I don't mean that as it sounds, but I think that if a body that you and I believe so strongly in is going to survive, she has to be at the absolute forefront of it.
And I think that analogy is right in that respect, because I think she is very much aware of her position, and the position as a mother in preparing her son and her other children for what they've got to face going forward. I mean, it is quite interesting to realise that when the king became king, when George VI came to the throne reluctantly, you know, because of his brother's abdication. And you see a lot of analogies, I think, between Edward and Harry and Meghan and Wallis Simpson. You just do.
Oh, God, mate, that's written. There's got to be. The similarities are unerring. They're just scary.
But with George, he was only the same age, a little bit younger than William is now, when he became king. And I think that a lot of people forget, just, you know, because he always looked such an austere figure, a bit older than his years. But you know, he was only 40 when just shy of 41 when he became king. And so I think that William is going to grow into that role. I think what we saw with him meeting with Trump was quite an important step in terms of diplomacy, particularly with what we've got going on with our Labour government and the clear disconnect with the American administration.
Apparently he hasn't been invited to the inauguration, apparently, our Prime Minister. That's hysterical, mate.
No, but they're going to send, I think, what's that from, you know, they'll probably send, you know, Mandelson, and that'll be it. But I think that William will probably go to the inauguration. I don't know for definite, but someone, the royal family, will definitely go. But look, bottom line is Kate is crucial to the royal family, as you said, and we saw really what she was all about today. And that wasn't for the cameras, that was genuine, but it also does still give us an uplift to those people working so hard to help people with cancer, and also all those patients today would have just felt that little bit better because of her visit.
Couldn't agree more. Always good to have you on. Robert Jobson reacting there, the Royal Editor to the Princess of Wales.